Okay, so once again, I welcome you all to this session, which is UI UX hands-on session on toggle switch animation. Okay, so today we'll be making a toggle switch using Figma. Okay, UI UX basically that is the animation that we are making. And my name is Trehan Sangpre. I am the founder of this community that is Doko Nation and also the company .com Generations, which is sponsoring it. And today we have Miss Neha Fatima, who is going to be the instructor and she'll be guiding you throughout the whole session. So let me call Neha on the stage and please come online and introduce yourselves.
Hello everyone, I am Neha Fatima and I'm going to take you through this entire animation today. It's going to be a fun, very small little session. We'll be making this little toggle switch animation. It is completely super easy. So you'll see in just a few minutes.
So now you all can go ahead and just get your systems ready for this session. So for those of you who don't know, Figma is a software which is used for UI UX designing, and you can use it for anything. So yeah, go ahead. If you want, you can download it. If you don't want to download it, you can just go to figma.com. Let me just drop the link to the website in the chat box. Okay, so you can go ahead and open your account. Basically you have to create an account on Figma and then you'll be good to go. It's first of all it's free. Okay, so that's the best part. So just go ahead, log into Figma and be ready for the session. For those of you who you are joining right now, I welcome you all again, and just grab the link from the chat box for figma.com. Go ahead, open your account and be ready with a new page to start designing. So once you are done with this, just write ready in the chat box and that will be an indication for us to start. So just let us know whenever you are ready. Shivam loves writing ready in the vertical format every
Yeah.
session. Okay, I can see three, four readies. That's great, that's great. Others also grab the link from there, go to Figma, open your account and be ready with it. Till then, let's also get ready and set up the whole screen structure and all.
Okay, should we get started?
Yes, I guess we can. Most of them have written ready. Others also just quickly get ready with
Okay.
Figma and everything. And as always, this is a live session that we are having, so you can at any time interact with us. There's no restriction to anyone. You can even unmute and talk to us, talk to the mentor who is teaching you, and ask for your doubts. And towards the end of the session, that is the time then we'll be dealing with all of your doubts collectively. But yeah, in between also, if you want the mentor to repeat something or you did not understand a point, you can go ahead and you can ask for to the mentor to just repeat the point and you will get it. Okay, so even Anjali ready and Kushag says let's go.
Okay, so let me quickly share my screen. Let's get started with it. Let me know if the screen is visible. I think there's a bit of lag.
Yes, yes.
Yes, it's visible now.
Okay, great. Okay, for those of you who are not familiar with Figma and the layout, let me take you over with how Figma works and what Figma is exactly, right? Okay, so the first thing that we come to see in our Figma screen, this is a little canvas that we've got here. On the right panel, we've got properties panel. In our properties panel, you can see we have design, prototype, and inspect. So these things are used for different animations and all of it. And you can see this panel on the left side of your screen, which is called as the layers panel and assets panel. So we won't be taking, we won't be diving into the assets panel and its properties. We'll be looking into the layers panel. And you can see this little toolbar over here where we've got all our tools, our frames and shapes and vectors and text and all of that. Okay, so let's get started with making the little animation. So before we start, let me quickly show you what we're going to make today. So this is the animation. You can see the smooth little transition between the blue and green color. It fades to a light blue and then turns completely blue, right? So let us start making that. If you notice, there's a little bit of a neumorphic effect to the button, to the toggle switch animation. So the toggle switch in the background, you can see there's a bit of a depression or it looks a little hollow, right? That is because we've added a little bit of neumorphic effect. So that effect we'll be achieving right now. We'll be making it right now together. And also, if you notice, you will notice two states. So the first state is this. The first state is the starting frame that we've got here, which has a blue button. And on click, it takes us to another frame, which ends up with a green button. So this is what we're trying to achieve. So let's get started with it. Okay. So the first thing that we'll do is we'll go to our tools bar and select our little frame from here and drag and draw a little frame, zoom in a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to start making the little button. So to make the button, again, we will go to our tools bar and select our rectangle from here and drag it along. Okay, we'll center it a little bit and we'll go to our properties panel on the right side of the screen. We will click on this little thing that you can see to increase the border radius. So we will make the border radius about 500. So now you can see it looks very smooth and the corners are, properly shaped. So now we've got a proper little button, a rectangle over here. So now the key for neumorphism is that the background color and the color of the element, the button that we're using, needs to be the same. So that's what we're trying to achieve here. So first, let's color our little rectangle. We will go over to our properties panel on the right side. We will click on this fill and change this to a little dark gray, maybe a little more darker. Okay, so that is okay. Now, as I already said, the key to neumorphism is making the background and the key element the same color, right? So we will select our frame and go over to our properties panel on the right side, and you will see fill is white over here right now. We will click on it and use this little color picker that you can see over here. So we'll use this color picker and select this color. So now our background and the little rectangle are the same color. That's why you're not able to see the rectangle. But if you see in your layers panel on the left side of your screen, you'll be able to see this little rectangle and the frame. So this rectangle is inside the frame right now. So now let's start with the animation. Okay, so to start with the animation, we'll simply select the rectangle and go to our properties panel on the right side and click on effects. Click on the little plus button beside effects. So you can see there's a little bit of subtle animation that you get by default when you click on effects. It gives you a little bit of drop shadow, as you can see. But we will change that now because we need a hollow effect. We will change that now to inner shadow. So we'll click on this drop down and select inner shadow. Okay, so now you can see there's a little bit of an effect there. We will change the values here to x-axis to about 5 pixels and y-axis to about 5 pixels. We will change the blur to 12 pixels, and we will make this a little darker. It's already dark, great. So now you can see there's a subtle animation over there. There's a little bit of effect that you can see over there. So maybe we'll increase the blur a little bit more so it is more prominent. 25. Okay, maybe let's increase that a little bit more. Maybe 40 will do. Okay, so now you can see we have got our little effect over there. We'll decrease the size of this button because it looks too huge. Center it again and make it smaller. Great. Okay. So we have our little button over here, and we've added an inner shadow already, and we've made the blur about 30 to 40, and we've got a color. Now you can see that there's a little bit of an effect. There's already a hollow effect. So we are going to add, to make it more prominent, we're going to add another effect. We'll click on this plus icon over here, click on this drop down, select the inner shadow option, then go to this little sun icon, click on that, and then now we're going to do -5 on the x-axis and -5 on the y-axis. And we'll change the blur again to about 30, 20 is enough, I guess. 20. Okay, and now we will be going lighter. So we'll use our little color picker to collect the color that we've used in the button, and we'll go a little lighter from that shade. So now you can see there's a bit of a proper animation that you can see, a little bit of effect that you can see properly over there. So now we have it. We have that little neumorphic effect that we were looking for in the button, right? So now we've got that. So how many of you are through with this? How many of you are with me at this point? Add the neumorphic effect to the button at this point. Just say a yes in the chat box or say me so I can know you guys are with me. Or if you're doing, you can let me know if you're doing. Just say I'm doing.
That's
Great.
great.
Okay.
Lekhna also said me, but it was very, very, very small me. So no one could hear it properly.
Okay.
And Shivam says me, that's great. Like
Okay, that's
neomorphism is
amazing.
like very much in trend right now. You see it everywhere.
Yeah, neumorphism is one of those catchy effects that you see everywhere.
Yeah.
We're using it here right now. So, what about the rest of you? Are you guys doing it? Great. Okay. Okay. To add the shade of white in there, so I will show you how we've added it. So I'll select the rectangle, go to my properties panel on the right side, and you can see in this inner shadow on the sun, if I click and show you, you'll see that I've selected the same color. I use the color picker to select the same color that I've used in the rectangle. And then I will drag this a little above so that it looks a little lighter. I'm not going completely white. If I go completely white, it'll look like this. So that doesn't look great, right? So we are going to just drag it a little bit higher from the color that we've chosen. So whatever color that you're choosing to add the shadow, it's like adding a shadow from the bottom right corner. So light is from here, and it looks like as if the color has been imparting from the right side of the screen. And so we will just drag it a little bit and make it a little lighter, not go completely white. Okay, so I hope that clears Onka's doubt. Okay, should we move on with the toggle switch? Okay, so maybe you did not change the values over here. So you need to go -5 and -5, or just write -1 if the shadow is too much on all sides. Just take -1 and -1 and make the blur a little lesser. I think that'll work out. So that's the key. When I say minus x-axis and minus y-axis, I'm taking these two corners. And if I say plus y-axis and plus x-axis, I'm taking these two corners. So the top and left corners are a little darker than the bottom and right corners. So that's the effect we're trying to achieve. It's like light
Yeah.
shading from one side of the object.
Also, Omkar, once check whether you have added one more effect or not, because there are two effects there. Both
Yeah,
are in
there
the
are two effects.
shadows.
Both are inner shadows. We have added two effects. One effect is on the top or left corner, which is dark, and another effect on the bottom right corner, which is lighter.
Yeah. Plus, this whole effect is
Okay.
so trippy. Sometimes it looks like it's coming out of the screen, but if you stare at it for
Yeah.
more time, then it looks like it's like a hollow depression inside the screen. So it's just I can never decide whether it's like what kind of effect is this. It's too trippy.
So neumorphism, this is the basics, very basic that we're covering. When you add on like more effects, you'll get those actual 3D look that looks very
Yeah.
fancy. Okay, so should we move on? If you guys are ready, we can move on to the next stage. Okay, Vishali says yes.
Let's have a few more yeses, and then we move on. Let's see how many people are with us. And it's really great if you guys are making with us in the session itself, because you will be able to learn new things every time you attend a new session. So you are just exploring each and every field that's out there, and that's what you want to do.
Okay, so we've got a lot of yeses.
Okay, let's
Shiva just loves doing that.
yeah. Okay, let's move forward with it.
Okay, so now we've got the little hollow effect. Now we'll be adding the toggle switch. So again, to make the toggle switch, we will go over to our tools bar and select a rectangle. Okay, so we will drag the rectangle over here. Okay, so now we've got a rectangle. We'll select this rectangle, go over to our properties panel on the right side and change the border radius to about 500 again so that the corners are completely smooth. Okay, once we're done with that, we will change the color of the button to blue. Maybe let's go with a nice shade of blue. Okay, maybe a little darker.
Take the Dokujin color. 0085FF. That's the code. I
Yeah,
remember it by heart.
yeah, 005.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So we've
That's
got
a
the
nice shade
Dokuten
of
color.
blue color. Yeah.
Yes, it is. Okay, so we've selected a color. Let's make this button a little smaller so the animation is clear to all of us. Shift it to the left side. Okay, so now you can see this looks like there's a hollow depression, but the little toggle switch doesn't have any animations, right? So because the toggle switch does not have any animation, it just looks 3D, 2D over 3D. So we'll have to add animations to this little toggle switch as well, so it looks all combined and compact and nice. So we will select our little toggle button, the rectangle, and we'll come over to our properties panel on the right side and click on the plus icon beside effects. Okay, so now as you can see by default, it has added a drop shadow. We will change that to, so now what we're trying to do is we're not trying to give it a hollow effect. We are trying to smoothen the corners. We're trying to make it look a little more neumorphic. So to do that, we will select the inner shadow option from the drop down, click on the little sun, and we'll add very subtle effects so that it looks nice. We'll add one on the x-axis and one on the y-axis. Maybe we'll take a blur of about 2 pixels, that's enough. And the color that we'll be using, it will be going, we will use a little color picker and select the color from here, the blue color, the exact same color. And now we will go a little lighter in the same shade. So now you can see there's a subtle little effect over there already. Okay, as you can see, there's a little bit of, it looks like it's not raw, it looks like a little smoother now. So now we'll be adding, maybe let's just make it a little lighter so it's more prominent. Okay. So yeah, now you can see the little white effect on the top and the left side, right? A little bit of tint of white over there. So that looks
Yes, yes.
great. Okay, great. So now we will add a little bit of dark shadow since the same thing that we used in the further in the beginning animation, in the beginning effect that we used in the rectangle, what we did, we added dark effect on two sides of the button, two sides of the rectangle, and a light effect on the other two sides of the rectangle. So now what we'll do is we've added a little bit of light effect on the top and left corner. We will be adding a little bit of dark effect on the bottom and right corner. So we will click on the plus icon again. So this is another effect that we're adding. Click on, select the inner shadow from the drop down, and we'll click on the sun icon. And now we'll be going -1 and -x on the x and y axis. And we'll add a blur about again 2. And we will select the color from the color picker, the same color, and we will go a little darker. So now you can see that edges are like smooth and looks completely, it looks fine, right? Looks cute and nice. It looks very smooth. So now we've got a little bit of effect there. Now we will be adding a little bit of drop shadow so that it completes the overall effect. Okay. So again, we will be selecting the rectangle, heading over to our properties panel, clicking on the plus icon. So now it has added a drop shadow already, but make sure that the drop shadow, again, if you click on the sun icon, you'll see that the drop shadow is black. It's completely black, or 25% opacity. So we need to change that. To change that, we will select, we always have to make sure that the shadows are the same color of the element. So it can be black always, but mostly in neumorphic effect, we need to make sure that the shadows are of the same color of the element. So that our element is blue. So let's just select the color of the element from here. Okay, so it's become very dark here. So let's change that. Let's add about 3 on the y-axis, 1 on the x-axis, and maybe we'll add a little more blur so it fades out a little bit, and we'll make it a little darker. So you can see that little tinty, little nice little effect over there. Okay, so we've got that. If I close this now, let's just play it and see so it's more visible to you guys, right? So let's click on frame and play it. It's going to take a few seconds to load up. Okay. Okay. So if we look at it now, you can see this little effect on the top right, top left, and bottom right corner already. So we will complete that now. Zoom in a little bit. And just as we added the darker shade of blue, the effect that we've added on the bottom and right corner, the dark shade, we will add a little bit of lighter shade on the bottom, top, and left corner. So we'll click on the plus icon again. We already got a drop shadow, and now we'll be going -2 and -3 so that it covers the top part. And now we'll again follow the same drill, click on the color picker, select the color, and we'll go lighter. Okay, so now you can see that effect already. It's okay, great. Looks great. Maybe we can increase the blur a little bit more so it looks nice. Maybe not. 4 is enough, I guess. Okay, great. So here we've got it. We've got our button. We've got our initial state that we need to, animate the animate the element completely, and achieve the toggle animation. So how many of you guys are done with this part? You've morphed the background button and the toggle switch. If you guys are facing any issues while doing this, you can quickly ask me or unmute and talk, or leave a text in the chat box saying what your trouble is, so we can quickly solve it out. How many of you are with me right now? You're done with the background switch and toggle switch. Great, Omkar is done, amazing. What about the rest of you? Are you doing in the process? Okay, great. Shivan's with me. Great, amazing. Okay. So let's wait for a minute so that everyone can catch up, and then we'll move on to the animation part. Okay, until then, if you have any doubts with this toggle switch animation and the little hover effect, the neumorphic effect, you can quickly ask me in the chat box. So there's a lot of familiar names today in the meeting. Everyone from Doku Nation, a lot of you from Doku Nation. That is amazing. Let's wait for a few more people to complete. And once you're ready, type yes in the chat box so we can move on with the animation.
Yes, and those of you are making this particular animation or the effect right now, if you are liking the session so far, make sure that you just take a screenshot or screen record, or just a video with your camera on your phone, and post it on your stories and tag at the rate Dokojin, and we'll be very glad to give you a shout out on our Instagram ID. So yeah, just support us if you are liking the session, and do share this session on your Instagram stories. And I'm also gonna leave the link to our Instagram ID in the chat. So because it's not just Instagram ID, there are a lot of resources related to everything that you can find on our ID. So just go check it out. And this video, this particular session, will also be available for you guys, those who joined late, and if you want to revise it or see any particular section of this video, so this will be uploaded to YouTube, and you can then grab it from there and then learn it again. So I'll just drop the link to YouTube as well, so that you can go ahead and subscribe it, so that you know whenever we upload a new video, and you can get notified about this one as well. So till now only Shivam and Omkar are done with this, right? What about others?
Yeah. Kushagra asked me to show the effect over there in the drop shadow. Okay, that's amazing. X-axis and okay. So Shivam, I think you're asking if you're asking to the drop shadow, here you can see in the sun option. No, here the x-axis is this. It shows x, where I've added -2, and then it shows y. Here I've added -3. So that is what x-axis and y-axis where we're going. That
Yeah,
is what I was saying.
and even like if you are confused with neumorphic effect shadows, because it's just very difficult to remember, like I never remember it, and it's just a cool effect that you can easily get. So there are plugins as well in Figma, and plugins in
Yeah.
Figma are lifesaver. So if you want, you can use a plugin to achieve this effect, or there are website also. So there's a website, I guess, neomorphic CSS or something. In that also you get all the shadows and all what you need to add to achieve this effect. So yeah, name of the plugin is, I guess, neomorphic only, neomorphism. If you just search for it, there are a lot of plugins.
Yeah, you just have to type in the name, just type in homomorphism and you'll find a lot of plugins there.
Yeah,
So you can use any of them. But it's always, better. It's always amazing to know how to create the effect by yourself.
yeah,
So
that's
that's
true.
what we're doing right now.
So I am dropping the name of the effect in the chat box. You guys can save it with you, and later if you want to refer to it, you can use this.
Yes. Okay, so should we move on? How many of you guys are ready? If you're ready, type yes in the chat box so we can move on. Great, great, great. Okay. Oh, okay, great. So I think now we can move on and add the animation. So as I explained in the beginning, you can see here that we have an initial state, which is this little thing where we have a blue button, and when we click on it, we have a green button, right? It transitions slowly and moves slowly and converts into a green button. So to achieve that, first we need to make the initial state, that is the blue button. We already have that. Now we need to make the final state, that is the frame with a green button, the toggle switch with a green button, right? So let's go back here, and we will simply copy this entire frame. We'll click on the frame, click Alt and drag. Okay, so we'll click Alt and drag, and now we'll name this frame 2. Okay, we've got a frame 2 now. Now all we need to do is zoom in a little bit, change the color of this little button. So again, we will use it from our little available color wheel over here, and maybe go a little darker. That color looks nice. So you can see the effects that we added for the blue button, the blue toggle switch are still there, right? So we need to change that also. So we will remove all of these little shadows and add new shadows. So okay, so if Alt and drag does not work, sometimes you can use Control D, that is to duplicate the frame or any element. So if I use Control D to copy this frame, you can see now I have two frame tools. So it immediately pops up on the right or left of your element. So let's delete this. Okay, now we'll be adding the effects to the green button. Let's quickly bring this to the right side. So because we want the animation to move from left to right, right? So we will move it to the left and add our little animations. Again, to add the animation, there's the same procedure, the same exact thing that we followed for the blue button, blue toggle switch. So now we will click on the button, go over to our properties panel and click on effects over here. Okay, so it added a drop shadow. By default, we will change that. We will select inner shadow to add that little smooth corner effect. Let's zoom in a little bit more so it's visible. Okay, so we'll click on the sun icon, and to smoothen the corners, we just have to go 1 pixel from the y-axis, x-axis, and 1 pixel from the y-axis, and add a blur of about maybe 2. And we will change the color. We'll use the color picker and change the color to the color of the element, that is the toggle switch, green. Okay, so once we've done that, we will drag the color and make it a little lighter so the effect is seen. So you can see the corners over here, there's a little whitish smooth effect. You can see a smooth finish to the button instead of a raw dark finish. So that we've achieved, we've got a little white effect from the top and left corner. Now we'll be adding another little inner shadow effect. So I'll click on the plus icon. I'll change this drop down to inner shadow, click on the little sun icon, and now we'll be going -1 from the x-axis and -1 from the y-axis. Again, change the blur to about 2. And now again, the same old thing. We will use the color picker to change the color to this. And now we will go darker. So if you can see here on the bottom and left corner, you can see that little smoothing effect. It's giving a little bit of shadow, inner shadow to it to make it look more nicer. Okay, so now we've achieved the smooth effect. Now what we're going to do is add a little bit of drop shadows to make it really look neumorphic. Okay, so again, to do that, select the rectangle, go over to your properties panel on the right side, click on effects, and it adds a drop shadow by default. Click on the sun, and we will go about 2 pixels on the x-axis, 4 pixels on the y-axis. Blur is about maybe 10 to 15 pixels. And now we will change the color again. We will change the drop shadow to the color of this element. So we will select this and go dark. Okay, so now you can see that little dark shadowy effect there. Great. Now we've got the dark effect on the bottom and the right corner of your button. Now the last thing to do is add the light effect on the top and left corner. So we'll do that again. Select the rectangle, go to your effects, click on plus, select the little sun icon, and now we'll be going -4 and -2, and we'll change the blur to about 10 again. Now we'll change the color again, the same old drill, use the color picker, drag it here, select the color, and now we'll go a little lighter on that scale. Maybe it's become a little too neumorphic, so let's reduce the blur a little bit. Maybe 2 is enough. That looks bad. Okay, let's tone that down a little bit. Yep, so now we've got it, right? Now you can see that the button, the little toggle switch has also animated properly. It looks, the effect has been added properly. You can see that little neumorphic effect over it, and the edges are completely smooth. It has a smooth finish to it instead of a raw finish. So now we've got it. We've got our final state and our initial state. So are you guys ready for the animation part? So this is it, guys. This is the last part, the easiest part, the main part that of this toggle switch animation. So if you're ready, type yes in the chat box. If you're with me at this point, let's start animating and get on with it. Okay, Kushagra is ready. Kanksha is ready. Amazing. Okay, let me see a few more yeses so that we can move on with the animation. Okay, great. Once is ready. Okay, okay, great. So let's get started with the animation. For the animation part, guys, this is the easiest part, and we often end up breaking our heads to actually complete it, right? But it's very easy, it's super easy. So all we need to do is go over to our first frame, select what we want is that the toggle animation happens on click of this little toggle switch, right? So when I click on this toggle switch, it moves back to the first frame, and when I click on the blue toggle switch, it goes to the second frame. So what we will be doing here is we'll click on this little rectangle and go to our properties panel on the right side and go to prototype. Okay, as soon as you go to the prototype section, you'll see a little round circle on the right side of the frame, the element that you've chosen. So you can either select that and drag it to the next frame, frame 2, or what you can do is simply select the frame and go to prototype over here and click on interaction. So if you click on interaction, you will see this little thing add up over here. You'll click on that. And what we want to happen is that on click, this frame navigates to frame 2. So we will click on navigate to frame 2. Okay, so now you see this animation option appear over here. So in that, we will select smart animate. Not instant, not dissolve, not the rest of the options. We will select smart animate. Right, this is again not a very new feature, but again it's a very thriving feature of Figma. So we will select smart animate, and maybe we'll go with ease in and about 400 milliseconds so that you can see the animation smoothly, right? So now all we have to do is click on the frame and play. Okay. So you can see when I hover over my little button, the cursor is changing, right? So now you can see that it goes back. So if I change the frame back to 1, this is the frame 1 that we're doing. And when I click on it, it moves slowly to the green side and the button completely converts into green. So again, when I click on the little green button, it's not changing back to blue, right? So to achieve that, we will go back to our second frame and we will click on this little button, add our interaction, and we will do the same thing that we did with the blue little button. So on click, navigate to our frame 1. You can either do that or you can actually go to on click and back. If you go on click and back, it'll take you back to the first frame. So let's play that and see. Okay, so when I click on this, it takes me back to the first frame. It takes me back to the blue toggle switch. But you can see that when I click on the little blue button, the animation is different from what I achieve when I click on the green button. Because when I click on the blue button, you see it eases in and then it moves faster, right? So if I show you again, it eases in, then moves fast. So when I click on the green button, that's not the same case. So to do that, we will not choose the back option. We will click on the interaction. We will change it to navigate to frame 1 so that you can choose how the animation and the speed, how it goes. So we will click on smart animate, maybe ease out, and about 400 milliseconds. And here we've got it. So you can see it eases in and here it eases out. So we are done with this animation, guys. That's all for today. That this is the little animation that we were supposed to make, and we've done it. We've completed it. How many of you guys are with me? How many of you guys are completed, done with this animation? I see Kushagra is already done. That's amazing. What about the rest of you? Anyone who's done with the animation, anyone who wants me to repeat something, great. Onka is also done. That's amazing. So this animation, again, these are very little interactions that we're able to achieve only through the Smart Animate feature in Figma, right? So this feature is just godly. It's heavenly. It's an amazing feature. Add it to Figma, and we can use this little effect to animate so many little objects.
Yeah, like Smart Animate when it was missing from this whole Figma feature and all, I was really like, there should be something that
Yeah,
we can use to create those complex animations, because I remember that earlier we had to create each and every frame, and on delay we need to animate everything, but now Smart Animate is just a game changer and it just takes
yeah,
care of everything for you.
yeah. You can see how the buttons, like, we just had to make the initial and final state. We didn't even have to add any intermediate, effect over there. We just had to make the initial and final frame, and
Yeah,
we've got it all.
it's just crazy how easy these things are becoming day by day. And I hope you guys like the whole session that we had today, and I hope all of you have this particular animation with you right now. Let's have a quick check. How many of you have this animation ready with you? Just say yes. Let's see. Omkar has it. That's great. Shivam, yes, great. I guess Kushagra also said yes.
Yeah.
Nirama, once can you move the toggle? I just want to mention that in story.
The animation, or do you want to see the frame?
No, no, animation, animation.
Okay. Yeah.
Others as well, if you like the session, if you liked what we taught you today, and if you have learned something, and if you have this with you, so go ahead, take a video of it or screenshot it, screen record it, and do mention Dokogen when you share it on your Instagram stories. It's at the rate Dokogen, Docogen. Let me write that down for you. And for those of you who are new here, I'll again tell you guys that this session is possible because of a student community, which is known as Doko Nation. So if you are not a part of Doko Nation yet, then just don't waste your time anymore. And I'm dropping the link in the chat box, and it will also be available in the description of this YouTube video when it's live on YouTube. So you guys can go ahead, and if you like this whole session, this hands-on practice on this particular animation, go ahead, check out this link and become a member at Doconation. It's totally free, there's no charges, anything. And we keep on having sessions on these topics like UI UX, web dev, app dev, finance, startups, content, and a lot of different podcasts and all is all in store, and we are going to launch everything one by one. And also another announcement is that if you are someone who wants to learn Java, okay, so we have recently launched a Java course, a boot camp, basically a coding boot camp for Java for free. 1 month a mentor will be coming every single weekend and teaching you in live classes. So that's just crazy. And if you are someone who are just starting off with coding and want to learn Java, don't miss out on this opportunity, and just go ahead and become a part of the community, because it is only for the members of the community. So that means if you want to attend the course, you'll have to be in the community. So you what you need to do is that you need to be a part of community, and then it's free for everyone. So you just have to be in the community, that's it. Okay, on YouTube, so please add the number of x axis and y axis as a caption, or give a hover text at the okay. Right now we are just creating the library, so once we are done with it, every single YouTube video whatever we have uploaded till now will be again taken, the sessions will be again taken, and with you know much more production quality it will be uploaded again. So I hope everyone is done with this, and go check out our Instagram. On there you'll find the way to how you can access the Java bootcamp if you are interested in it. And other than that, I have already dropped the link to the community in the chat box. Go ahead, be a part of the community, and it's just awesome. You'll see what all students are making there and everything. Also, you know, before we end this, okay, those who are here with us right now, we have a challenge for you. Okay.
Yes, yes, we do. We have a little challenge for you. We are giving you, we'll show you a little animation, two animations that you can do on your own, and we'll see how many of you can actually achieve it, right?
Yeah.
So let's head over to this. We can see that there are three animations here, one of which we already did
Just
today.
present and show the like only the presentation
Yeah,
part.
yeah, yeah. Sure,
Ah.
sure, sure. So let's click on this, drag it here, click. Okay, so we've got this here. Let me zoom in a little bit. So you can see this one is completely new mocked. Like we've used the purple color in the background, in the animation, on the toggle switch. So you can see this is a little cute little animation, looks very pleasing and very visually appealing.
Yeah.
So this is the first animation that you can go ahead and click a picture, and this is a challenge for you. This is a little challenge for you. Let's see how many of you can actually make this on your own and let us know in the community.
Yes, exactly. So in the community, when you join, there is a channel known as Show Your Work. Okay. So in that channel, you can actually drop your Figma prototype links. Okay. So you can share your prototypes in Figma. That's the best feature. So we'll be able to see it. So if you are able to complete this challenge, just make it and then share your links in the Show Your Work channel. And yeah, we'll have a surprise waiting for you when you do this.
Yes. This is the first button, and let's look at the second one too.
Yeah.
We zoomed in a little too much over there. Click on the frame and let's drag the play button here, select place from here. Okay. So this is the second one that you have, that's a little challenge for you. You can see that it goes from this to this. It's basically also like a loader animation.
Yeah, this is like a combination of a toggle switch plus like a loader animation or a loader progress bar. Okay. Okay, so you can do this by Sunday. There's no time limit on this. We'll be just seeing all of your work. But yeah, by Sunday we'll be doing that special giveaway thing in that, or the special surprise basically. Okay. So Neha, can you open Discord and Doko Nation and show that channel?
Yeah, yeah, sure. It's gonna take a minute to load up.
Yep. So by the time those of you are not in the community, this is a chance. Just get inside the community, and this is a challenge for you. For everyone who's here right now and who has tried out the first effect, we have got two more effects for you, and this is a challenge for you guys to just try it out and see if you can make it. The first one is totally neumorphic with the same color in the background and the foreground, and the next one is switch plus a loader or a progress bar combined. So these two challenges you can complete and then submit it. You can also show like how to submit in this, like the product.
Yeah, yeah. Just let it load up a little bit, and then I can show you.
Yeah, like till the time like in Figma there's a share button. If you can show that, then they'll understand how to
So
share
yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
So you just have to select your file, whatever file that you're working on, the
Yeah.
canvas. You can see the little share button on the top right corner. You'll just have to click on that, and you can give us view or edit access, or you can just copy the link to it, make it public, and you can change this
Yeah,
to the link,
exactly.
and then copy the link and then drop it in the chat box of Discord channel. Okay,
Yeah.
so Discord is loaded up. Let us look into that. Okay, so
Doko Nation.
yeah, yeah, it's gonna, yeah, okay.
Yep. So this is the Doko Nation server. Okay. This is what we're talking about. This is the community. Okay. So in this, what you have to do is in the general section, you have to go in the general category, and in that, show your work. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, so all you have to do is copy the link from your Figma file. Let me take you over with that again. So you have to click on the little share button, change this to anyone with the link, copy the link from here, and go to Discord and simply paste it here. That's all you
Yeah,
have to do.
exactly.
Okay, so in the general, we have this show your work channel. That's all you got to do. Copy your link, Figma file link, and drop it here in the channel.
Yep, so that's a challenge for you. So make sure that if you, if you like the session and if you want to challenge yourself with this particular thing, with these two animations, go ahead, make them and share them in the Show Your Work channel.
Yes.
So I hope all of you like today's session, and this recording of this session will be available on YouTube pretty soon. So thank you so much again for attending, and yeah, make sure that you complete the challenge if you can. It's a great challenge, and we'll see you guys in the next session, which will be pretty soon. So yeah, stay tuned in the community and on social media. So we'll be putting out all the information out there, and you'll be notified immediately.
Yeah. We have a lot of hands-on sessions then and there every day we have sessions on different domains. So
Yeah.
make sure you are active and grab every opportunity here. Thank you, Shivam. Thank you so much.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, Lekhna.
Actually, once can we have that session of designing that Instagram icon?
Instagram icon. Sure, we can
Yeah.
have a session for that too.
Okay.
Great. We will have a session for that. Note taken.
Instagram icon means like the profile pic or something.
No,
No,
I
no,
think
no,
she's
no,
talking
logo,
about
logo, logo.
the logo, the
Acha,
brand
okay,
logo.
logo, okay.
I think she's talking about the little gradient effect over there.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that
yeah.
we can definitely we can have a session on that.
We can have a
Thank
session
you.
on liquid gradients. That those are also in trend right
Yeah.
now.
Uh,
Yep.
I just learned it once while Trihan sir was telling me, like in course, I guess it was in front end web development course, but I forgot it now.
It's okay, we'll have one. At what time is that Java session gonna happen? So for Java Bootcamp, there's also another category created in the server itself. That's Java Bootcamp with 2 star emojis. You'll be able to easily understand where it is. So go ahead, click on the first channel, start here, and you'll get all the information there. And the timings are gonna be fixed on the weekends. So 4:30 it will start, and depending on the topic, it will end like in 1 or 2 hours. Okay, so the 4:30 is the timing. Any of you, if you have any doubts, this is the time that you can ask your doubts to us. Any doubts?
Yeah. To get the animation, you will have
Yeah.
to make it inside a frame. So if there's no frame, it'll be difficult. You won't be able to see it in the play button option, the play screen.
Yeah, like for animations to happen or the interactions to happen, you need frames. Frames only make that happen.
Yes. Okay, great.
Anyone, any doubts? If you have, you can ask. Okay, I guess there are no doubts. So, thank you so much, everyone, once again, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.
Thank you, everyone. It was great having you here.